last game of the trip as far as focus-wise? Do you think your guys are going to be able to just, after the last night, be focused to get through the game and not be looking towards getting home?
I hope so. I mean, this is probably one of the better teams that we're going to play in Atlanta and Washington, probably. As talented as teams that we're playing. San Antonio, of course, starting the trip. But, Washington's very good. I told them today it's like Philadelphia on steroids with all stars and a great point guard. And they play similar. The big guys are much more prominent. But we got to cover the shooters, or we got to get back and transition and find how to box in the wall as much as we can. And we got to find some good shots because they're a good defensive team.
Are there things that you've learned about the team over those 2 weeks that maybe you didn't know before the trip started?
I think we play a lot of good basketball, and we play a little bit too much bad basketball. It's kind of a good bad team that we got to throw away to bad and get more solid. And I think we're kind of moving in that direction. It's inconsistent. It goes up and goes down. It kind of goes 2 steps forwards, 1 step backward type of success. But it's been a tough road trip. 3 back-to-backs is not easy on anybody. And tonight will be a good test for us to come together and respond.
What did it mean for you guys to add a guy like Andre Miller?
I'm sorry?
What did it mean for you guys to add Andre Miller?
I think anytime you step into a team in the middle of the season, having a veteran point guard would probably be on a priority list for me. And when the trade became available for us, we just felt the circumstance of everything helped us with a little bit of our salary cap situation in the next couple of years. So I love Andre, and I think he's already helped us win a couple of games. Probably playing him a few too many minutes, but we'll get out of the rest of 18 more games. We'll figure that out as we go.
Have you ever coached a guy like DeMarcus, and how much have you had to adjust your natural style, the high-pace style that you had with him?
Coached Joe Carl, who was an all-star center. Nene's.
I got you. Hold on.
Probably. See if I missed anybody. I think probably Joe Carl would be the one guy that was he made an all-star team, and I coached him at Golden State. Very talented, very skilled. I mean, the whole thing of fitting in a big guy to play fast, I think, because DeMarcus is a great defensive rebounder, maybe the best defensive rebounder. He and Jordan are probably the 2 best defensive rebounders in basketball. So all fast tempo basketball starts with a rebound. So I think that incorporates that. And then he's a good high post player. He can play. He can be the trail and be a guy efficient and finding great shots for himself and the team. So everybody says we got to slow it down to go down because I think you can play both. We got to find that balance. It's not going to happen in probably 3 months. So it's not going to happen in 3 weeks. It's going to take some time, but I think we'll find a good balance with how to play aggressively and up and down the tempo, but also through press.
Rudy's knee situation, you would maybe look to just start resting him a little bit more down the stretch. And tonight, who do you go with so that he can't go?
I'm going to go probably OC. Give him the start. Could move Derek back there. It's right now I think I probably will go with OC up there, and let Derek have Andre have Derek on the second.
What do you know about DeMarcus before you started coaching him, and what have you learned about him just the last 3 or 4 weeks?
Skilled, more skilled than I thought he was. I think he can be the top assist center in basketball. I mean, he and Gasol probably always beat him out because I think Gasol is probably more centered in the passing. But I mean, he sees the court extremely well. Has a knack for passing. Would be the surprise skill. The other skill is he understands the defensive end of the court at a higher level than I thought. You can't have him. Last night I thought he had a great defensive game. We need him to be more consistent there, but there's no question that there's not many things on the court that he can't do.
What did you get out of your experience, from coaching to the media, back to coaching? What did you get out of your experience from your time in the media?
Someone else asked me that today. The two things I realized from media is I think the fans are more sophisticated than players think they are. I think there are a lot of fans out there that understand the game of basketball at a high level. And I think players probably don't respect the fan as much as I wish they would. I think the fan is a big part of why we are living this life that we live. And the second thing would be that when I was on TV, I thought the referees were good, and now I think they stink.
When you have a veteran like Andre Miller who's been on the opponent for a season, do you talk to him before the game and get his advice in preparation for anything?
We chatted a little bit about Washington over the last couple of days, just trying to figure out. I mean, right now, our preparation right now is trying to get us to play at a higher level every night. I'd say 70–80% of it is trying to figure out us. And probably most teams in this time of the season, it's probably 60–40 thinking about us and 40% of the opponent. We're probably 80–20. So, Washington, it's a pretty simple game plan. You got to figure out John Wall. And you got 4 other guys starting, they can get 30. On any given night, any one of those guys can put 30 on you. So everybody's going to be individually challenged defensively. And we got to figure out they're solid to good defensive basketball team. So we got to figure out how to score too. But without Rudy, that's 20-some points out of the line.
Over the course of the season, the Kings are like bottom 5 in the league in the 3-point field goals attempted.
As you improving on that.
Well, I was going to say, over the course of the season with you, Coach, is that where would you sort of prefer to see that number? Is it okay down low, or do you think it needs to be in this day and age a higher volume of attempts?
I think it's something you make. Anytime you make 10 3-pointers, it enhances your chances of winning a game. And I think it's always got to be on the table. The shot that if they're going to take away the 3, that means they should be giving us some opportunities to get to the rim and get to the free throw line, which is the 2 shots we also want. So, but mid-range and post-ups and just letting the flow happen is more my game. I mean, we have priorities of shot selection, but the flow and just the playing together and magnifying your talents by being unified and together and trusting each other.
When an ace healthy and engaged, how do you leave a presence?
Nene? I think he's solid stud. I don't know, solid to stud. I mean, he doesn't put the spectacular on the board because I don't think that's in his personality. He doesn't try to go get 35 and 15 or something like that. He just kind of wants the team to function at a high level when he's on the court. And a very knowledgeable, very fundamental guy. And a good defender. I thought Nene was one of the best last 2-minute defenders that I ever coached. He understood who was hot, why we wanted to stop him, and we could assign him the responsibility and/or the pick and roll coverage, and he'd do it pretty well at a high level.
Losers have struggled. At least in February, they were really struggling. They seemed kind of fun. When you were here in Milwaukee, you guys delaying your march in the last month, did you ever think that you were going to snap out of that? Was it kind of tough when you're going through a tough stretch, losing a lot of games? That year, I think 2002, I think we were first place in just the playoffs. It was rookies, man.
Wow. I remember that one.
I guess when you're coaching, you're going through those difficult times. You expected to snap out, or you have to do something different for this game?
Every season is a different script. Every season has a different personality. Every season has different nightmares and different situations. Is that where it was fit there? I mean, you have your highs and lows, and sometimes the schedule you're dealt. Sometimes I remember the year we won 57 in Denver. We were 17-16 on January 1st. Everybody thought we were having a lousy year, and I thought we were in a great place. And it's just their schedules. We had 23 of our first 32 games on the road. And so once we got through that, we kind of had a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.